national core value, and we have our guest seated from Society for Generational Change. And before today, we've been looking at the National Value Charter, and we've spoken across several topics from the National Value Charter, I beg your pardon, and we looked at the Nigerian Promise. We also looked at the Citizens Code. We looked at various areas that we can be disciplined as citizens and, of course, as a nation. My name is Holy Ray, aka the Queen of Media, and I've got my colleague right here.
Sweet Terry, the sweetest girl ever.
Oh my God!
I can't miss it. Can't miss it. You need to let them know.
Okay, and of course we've got our guest, Mr. John Mayowa. Mayowa, you're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very well.
Your voice sounds quite fresh, like the harsh weather is not getting to you at all.
Well,
you're trying your best.
Well, hopefully your AC is helping.
You're also helping to stay high, because at this point, if you don't have drinking water with you, you're going to be in a total mess. Because in a jiffy, you have this dry throat. You feel like, oh, everything. Nothing scares me like when I come out and I see that snow. How do I call it? The smoky weather.
Yes.
Cloudy. You know. Whatever you're doing out there, just ensure that you stay safe. All right, so welcome to the show once more. Today, we won't take much time. We need to get into the conversation right away. And today, we'll be looking at the 7 institutionalization policies. And looking at this, there are a lot, and you know that in the last 3 decades, the government and parents have abandoned their responsibility of teaching Nigerian children the correct values. You understand? And there are no intervening socialization institutions or policies to shape character, give value orientation, and promote ethnicization policies. How is that for you?
Thank you very much.
Sweet Terry.
Madam Sweet Terry. Okay, so happy to meet you again. So it's such a privilege to be on this show again.
You're welcome.
It's such a privilege to be on this show again.
You're welcome.
Speaking about the 7 institutionalization of policies, I feel it's a sort of policy that is long overdue.
Okay.
Welfare, and also discussing about parental inputs in children's lives. This is actually really one of the segments that actually give room for that.
Okay.
It gives duty for parents, gives rooms for schools, gives rooms for organizations to be able to impact, in the life of so many people, especially children. I would like to quickly delve a bit into what the schools will always give you when they issue you a certificate. They will tell you that XYZ is worthy and qualified in learning and in character. It means one of the prerequisites of learning in every campus or in every school is ability to learn in both academics and also to learn character, and which the institution of these policies help in a way to help teach children and of course help the society at large to get aware about the various values that are important and sacrosanct to the existence of the society. So like you said, you mentioned earlier that like 3 decades now, the government and parents have abandoned their responsibilities.
Yes.
Because
during our time, I remember we have mode of sitting, we have mode of talking.
They are called etiquettes.
Yeah, they are called etiquette, my dear brother.
Don't talk while you are eating.
Don't talk while you're eating, and don't talk when your seniors are talking.
Yeah.
And don't eavesdrop at your elders' conversation. I could tell you proudly that during my time, at some point, I had to run out of the house.
How old are you?
I was like
during
12.
My time. You said, during my time.
Yes, I beg, I don't shop Christmas, Jerry. Because so the thing is, do we still have those parents, my darling? Because during that time, let me not use my time again. Somebody say, how old are you? Please. But I know that I have those parents that you do not stretch your hands to shake your senior. You understand? It's believed that any woman who does that is disrespectful. So
Don't collect something with your left hand.
With your left
as
hand.
easy as that is.
If you must, you have to genuflect. You have to do with your two hands.
Yes.
I've watched my mom hit me several times for collecting something from a senior. Maybe you're trying to do me Merry Christmas. Not that kind of thing. You now bring one shine money, and I just come with my one hand, and you just hear twice. So talk about that, because I feel like at this point there is no time for us to beat around the bush.
Yeah.
We're just going to say it the way it is and bring it to the reality of happenings of today. Some parents now want to turn to be correcting the children in public.
Yes.
Are you not seeing that auntie? Can't you greet? Did you not see uncle? I greet Uncle John. That is not when you're supposed to start teaching the child.
Yes.
So please throw more light on that.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to quickly highlight the point that is really very rampant, especially in the areas of what we call civilization.
Yeah.
When we speak of civilization doesn't have anything to do with our character and values.
Okay.
But if some people tell you, now we're in a civilized society, so age difference doesn't matter. So just like you mentioned that when we were young, they hit your hand when you are taking something with your left hand.
Yeah.
Apparently, yes, maybe there's nothing wrong with left or right hand to receive something, but then the respect to which you accord to the person receiving what you are getting matters.
Yeah.
That is all embodied in our character and our values. So in fact, speaking about parents, there are some, I've seen Gen Z mothers. We say Gen Z mothers that play games, that watch TikTok.
Yes. That do tap tap tap.
The ones that shout clock it.
Yes, sir. Please clock it. Please clock it.
These are some of them. When you are trying to, apparently when they try to correct their kids,
they're very angry.
You see their reaction. And we grew up in a society where everyone is responsible to train up a child.
Yeah.
In those days, if you dare not commit an offense. I remember one time, my dad, there was a time I brought two turkey from a friend's house to come and kill at home. And my dad ran outside and said, go back to where you're coming from with that turkey. I said, but it's my friend that told me to. And he said, okay, I told him, okay, it's your friend's son. He picked up his phone and they called him. But nowadays, you don't even know where your child is coming from with the
as
funds
far as they bring something that you want,
and is bringing you a car, and you can't ask questions. Where did you get it from? A lot has turned down in our society. Like so much has gone wrong. A lot of things has gone wrong. Apparently, you can actually live in a society in an environment where you wake up in the morning and you see a 2-year-old child cannot even say brother good morning.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
And and it's not like you are strangers. Probably you live in the same compound, and then the next thing is they will just pass you by and they will not say brother good morning.
And when you talk, it seems like they chop greeting.
Yes, so say good morning, so I'll say good morning.
And they are so blunt.
These are things that we grew up learning. Apparently, if you see any elder anywhere, no matter who the person is, even if you don't know them, the first thing for you to say is good morning. I don't know if they still do it in school today. When a teacher comes into the class and then they will just shout,
good
stand great.
Morning,
good morning,
sir.
And then,
welcome to Just 1B.
Yes, and with their hand from their waist to the ground, kneeling down. Then
the boys will bow.
But these are things that we don't get to probably see. I don't know if they still do it in schools, but then it all begins.
Charity begins.
Yes, it begins from home and then down to the school. And I believe I could go further discussing about the 7 points institutions.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
So the first one is nationalization of cartoon animation. These are measures, playful measures to which kids learn.
Yeah,
cartoons.
Yes, I remember a book authored by my very good sister, and she was being able to put cartoons into play for kids. I can invent things. When children learn from pictures, it really helps them to grow in IQ and also in wisdom.
Yeah.
So the thing is, my mom will always say something that when you want a child to learn fast, is either you put it in a song or you put it in an image.
Yeah, that's true.
That's one of the fastest ways for them to learn.
That's
Yes,
true.
because in the exam hall, they might not remember the letters, but they will
Yes.
remember the song, and then they can also use it. These are measures, these are mediums to which children can really learn fast. And of course, I think Nigeria is trying to adopt the nationalization of cartoon animation and all of that, and which I think is a laudable one.
Okay, so that's like putting the basic information about the country in the cartoon
in a cartoon form,
Okay.
especially in the civic education, the books that they use in civic education and all of that, you know. So, and this would also open a new industry for the creative people. So we have citizenship studies. The agency shall facilitate the integration of citizenship studies into the educational curriculum of children and youth between the ages of 7 and 22 to develop informed, responsible, and active citizens with genuine love for the country.
Okay.
Now, what is genuine love for country? That is being patriotic. And we spoke about this, I think, we mentioned it in the last session.
Our last conversation.
Yes, last conversation. Well, you see an American is so patriotic to a fault that they do not speak ill of their country
at all.
But you see, we Nigerians, apparently, maybe we are guilty here. Well, we're coming, can't you see this country, you know? And those are the things, you know. Being patriotic is actually a very important value that we as citizens should owe the country. It's something we owe the country because, one, we don't have any other place. So when we sing the song Nigeria We Hail Thee, is a patriotic lyrics that speaks well of our country and then our loyalty to the country at the same time. So we're speaking about the citizen brigades. I think this is also a very laudable one. Citizen brigades, where you have people who serve as custodians in school. When you dump dirt on the floor, they hold you. I think those days we used to have Uncle Kane in our. Once you misbehave, Uncle Kane is always there to.
He's always there to correct you.
Once you hear noise from anywhere, Uncle Kane is already there, flying to your classroom.
That makes sense.
And so, if you have a brigade, you know, just the same way you have prefects in schools, I think it would definitely help. You know, it's just like having a Boy Scouts, you know, in school. I don't know if Boy Scouts really exists now, but one thing I used to know, I really wanted to join
Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts. And
you didn't join?
I didn't later join. So these are deliberate movement that could actually help us foster the awareness of these values and then enforcing them in different.
And get back to our roots. You know, when you talk about learning with music, I will agree, because there is one that is stuck in my head since I was small. Ask me to spell cupboard now, I no sabi, but I can sing it.
Yeah.
You know, so I got used to it. So I remember my auntie rather used to say CUP BOARD cupboard. So she calls the CUP first and make sure you understand
that is cup.
How about the HIP? HIP
I'm telling you,
that one I don't think anybody can spell hippopotamus without spelling
I'm telling you,
I can't spell that stuff without singing
but you don't even forget some.
Most teachers can't do that now. When if we are speaking about parents or teachers that actually was passionate about
what they were doing,
they were the one that came up with these things and passed it down.
And so it became a marching song in, you know, during assembly grounds to go to. So apparently we all sing the HIP
just like this 30 days of September. I don't know how many months days
singing.
It was just placed in lyrics so that we can easily understand and, you know, come up with it, adopt these things, and then it sticks to our brain.
But talking about all of that, you have a question?
No, it was just that song. I just remember that 31 days, and I can really
because a lot of us today can't forget some spellings because we were taught how to sing it in school. How you do A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, and D is for dog. We do it line by line. She will come come back and start all over again. Everybody do it. When you fail, they laugh at you, and then they do some funny mimicking like that, and you'll be shy. So when the auntie or the uncle is teaching, you want to pay attention, because you know that it's going to get to that point. And once that starts, they'll begin to make fun of it, even throughout the break period. So at that point, everybody is sitting up. Even up till we got to right from time during our time. I talk so during school there was always a book that replaced literature.
Yes.
So there was always a fun time for that literature. I've forgotten the name it was called. During the nursery, primary level.
Yes.
But then we read it. Today they will tell you, okay, Rachel is taking us on page 7. You will get ready. You will take us from page 10. Okay. So they share like that.
Yes.
So everybody is meant to, participate on everything we're doing in the class. Yes. So now bringing it back to our parents, right? Would you say that our parents of, let me say, the 1990s, the 1980s did more or did better to caution the effect of, instilling knowledge or shall I say etiquette on the children?
I think their exposure was more focused on morals.
Okay.
Because that was where they learned. They learned how to. They had a very good moral upbringing. Okay. So in some sort of ways, they modernized how to instill those morals. And now we are now in a generation that a lot of people has forgotten about the morals because of what I call civilization, as I mentioned earlier. And there's no way you'll be speaking about civilization that you now be talking about morals. Yeah. Civilization mixed with morals just makes it a perfect sense. Okay. If we have a civilized society filled with morals, then I really want to believe that we have very good pace at which we run the race in getting our societies more equipped and developed, for the future that we really want to see. So, but speaking about if we feel like the parents of the old times did better, I sort of feel the parents of the old times did better than the parents that we have now,
by making me run from house.
And apparently the parents of now, the ones that get it right, learn to adopt the things that they learned from those parents. But then the parents that really do not do well now are the ones that just allow anything goes.
Okay. And we also live in a society, I think I've said this before, we also live in a society whereby, before it used to be communal living. Yes. Your neighbor is looking out for you. Yes. My neighbor almost used to beat me more than my mother. I'm like, what concern this woman? Are you my mother?
We used to have one like that.
Are you my mother? What is wrong with this woman?
That's true.
She will see you with a guy. She said, what are you? Leave this place. I'm like, allow me now. My mother is not around.
But it shaped you.
Do you understand? So I think nowadays everybody has stepped back and like, I beg, do your thing.
Yes.
Do your thing. Because if we all put hands together, if we all put hands together, even if you did not train you well, if you meet me, I go make sure say during your time with me you behave yourself.
I actually think.
Do you understand?
I actually think in a society that we are, if you go to civilized countries like in the US, if they see something going wrong, the first thing they do is they call the police.
Yeah.
So that is still the same thing. But it's just that it's
they
different.
don't take it into their hands like us.
So it's still the same thing. When you see a boy that's just walking down the street, the first thing is you want to ask where is his parent, but you won't ask. You just call the police. I'm seeing a boy here who is just walking by himself without any supervision.
They have an authority. So they report
the police just come straight and then ask you, where are your parents, where's your house, and then they take you to custody till when your parents come for you.
That's true.
So that is still the same system. I remember my uncle in his blessed memory said he used to smoke cigarettes when he was young.
Okay, so
his child started smoking cigarettes. One of those.
Okay, so since the day is quite early, so we don't call it. You just say they used to take maybe substance or something.
So sorry. My apologies. I apologize for that. So he used to take substance, and his son started taking something similar as young as he was.
Imagine.
And then because he saw one of those substances in the house, so the neighbor found him doing that, and then the neighbor had to beat him And then when the father came, now reported, and that actually made the man stop smoking.
Okay.
It made him to stop taking substances. So he stopped. And if the neighbor was not around, it wouldn't have brought about a new development in the
house.
In the house. Yes,
Absolutely.
the man stopping take substances, and then the boy also being corrected. So we need to give room for people being involved in our moral affairs. You might want to call it moral, but not being nosy. There's a difference between being nosy. Let me see what sweet errors.
This one where you're picking, no, is everything okay? That's how he's coughing. Oh my God!
That's been nosy.
Some of them, even when your parents did not really notice your dressing, that will be the one to call their attention. Like, did you see the hairstyle?
And sometimes they will call the people that are not concerned. That's been nosy. That's been nosy. So that doesn't correct anything, doesn't do anything.
Okay, but yes, right. In as much as we talk about this every day, it's another means of sensitization for people or you listening to us to understand that there is need for you to check back, reset and restart and revive whatever it is that you know that is missing in your parenting or in your guardian. If at all you will accept that you have a problem. You will also agree with me that some parents have made these observations like Sweet Terry mentioned, and they are being reprimanded for doing that. You can imagine when you're trying to call my attention as a mother to say, have you taken a closer look on your child recently? Did you see that? Did you see? And I'll be like, what's your business? What's your business? Is it you? He's not. In short, in pidgin English, are you born out for me? You know that kind of thing.
Labor room.
You understand?
God not punish you. You never born your own.
So you can imagine that in such situation, how do you think we can even sensitize the public further to intervene in raising your child? Because at this point, everybody is trying to hold back because they don't know what you would do or what you will say if they interfere in your upbringing.
So, well, I think in such regard, being polite is a value.
Okay.
Ability to speak politely and ability to respond and communicate effectively is also a value. Everything that adds up to us in a positive way can consider it to be values. So when we are confronted with situations as that, the first thing is you look at it from the standpoint of, is this person coming from a standpoint of love? Is this person coming from a standpoint of, because even from the way you expressed it, have you looked at your son lately and have you seen? It's just an observation. Okay, I've observed your son in this manner. Have you really observed? It's now left for you to, accept. Okay, I've not really checked that, but I'm going to check. Then it's not proper for you to call on the boy's attention. I'm like, is everything going? Are you okay? Are you? That's just what any good parent should do, and not being defensive. Being defensive even before the essence of the message has been passed. So it's sometimes we just want to assimilate and listen. Listening is a very good quality. Not everybody can have the ability to listen and then have a comprehensive understanding of what people say. But then if you are challenged in such manner, all you need to do is settle down a bit and then digest what the person have said and then come up with a response
that's calm too.
Okay, for the course of time, I might just want you to just retreat or speak a bit about reintroduction and promoting of national symbols.
Well, I think
that's among the institutions.
I think that's the last. Yes. So reintroduction of promotion of national symbols. I think this is where we are lacking.
Okay.
Nigeria as a country is highly robust in several areas. When it comes to manpower, when it comes to natural resources, human resources, we have all these things. And most of the place we actually get it wrong is when we forget the symbols that brings us up together.
Okay.
Not politicizing anything, but there are several people who has fought for the freedom of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Do we remember them? Apparently no. Before the inception, yes, we speak of Awolowo, we speak of MKO Abiola. You know, these are people who actually came up with several, you know, perspective to our political views. But then, how many monuments do we have of them?
Okay.
Their houses, are they monumental? These are things that we pay less attention to. Apparently, there are things that we see. A friend of mine was raising my attention to a particular plant in Nigeria.
Okay.
That we have everywhere. But then, we don't even see it as a symbol of our representation. Okay. But rather would dwell more on the green, white, green.
Okay.
Which is just the color. But if you go to the Canadian flag, you see the particular Canadian leaf. There's a leaf on the Canadian flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a symbol of the Canadians, and that is because it is very, very rampant everywhere.
Okay.
It is everywhere. So a lot of things has been left out. We have our cultural center.
Yeah.
Several cultural centers that has been abandoned. Apparently, we have quite a lot of places in Nigeria that we might want to mention.
So in essence, you're saying that
we pay less
reviving
attention.
those ones,
these things are meant to be revived,
and making those places and those names a remarkable places to visit.
Yes.
And making it compulsory to say, okay, we've got to remember these persons.
Yes.
And this is a symbol of who we are. So you have to carry it everywhere you go. All right. I think because of time, we might just have to draw the curtain to the conversation right here. So what will be your final thought?
Yes. Well, I think it will still be based on, you know, I'm going to quickly discuss about the number 6. I think that is where I should pay. The thing is, yes, thanks to the proactive leaders of GSC, that has been able to front for the national values orientation, you know, CDSs, all across, you know, and we have the responsibility of reaching out to about all the 774 local governments in Nigeria, ensuring that there's CDS and all of that. So now we just need to have this more strengthened, you know, because the ability to build the youth of the day gives more room for a better structured values and character. I remember one of our sessions in Kaduna, was it? Yeah, that should be in Gwagwalada, and then I met some coppers and they asked me, what do you do for this country? And I said, my stepping out alone to come and speak to you.
That was a very serious question.
It was a serious question because I said, don't think of what Nigeria can do for you. Think of what can do for Nigeria.
What you can do for Nigeria.
And the young lady stood up and said, please, can you tell us what you are doing for this country? And I said, me coming out to come and speak to you is already...
I'm here, sweeter, coming out to the country.
That was a very funny experience.
Yeah,
but
it.
As little as it sounds, we need to ensure that the young ones understand that there's always a reason why they need to do things positively for the country.
Thank you.
And for themselves.
Thank you. Any final thoughts?
I think if these institutions are really, really handled or monetized, monitored rather, everything don't have money for my monitored monitored, and I think we have a very bright future ahead if they can be monitored and they actually do all these things effectively.
Yes.
All right, and thank you. And you were just coming to the end of this conversation. We've been having a conversation with Mayowa. I got that correct? John Mayowa, from Society for Generational Change. And this is what he and his organization love to do. You know, preaching the gospel of sensitization to be of value, to behave yourself. All right, so we'll see you in a jiffy, and thank you so much for staying tuned. We just finished having a conversation about institutionalization of policies and how this can help us to be a good citizen, and of course, if there is need for you to return back think backward, retrace your steps, and of course you yourself, only you know where you're doing it wrong and where you're doing it right. And as a guardian and as a parent, you have a lot of responsibility. You have a lot of people looking up to you. You have a lot of people seeing you as a role model, and you have to do your best to ensure that you groom a responsible kid that will be a responsible husband and a wife in the future. Until we see you at the next hour, which is the Eagles Oldies, Holy Ray and Sweet Terry will be your DJ. Don't touch that dial. Stay tuned, and thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
You're welcome.